The streak, the curse is over. 22 years, 2 decades. You can hear my voice cracking. It is over, folks. Auburn beats LSU in Death Valley for the first time in 2 decades behind the magic of Bo Nix. Ladies and gentlemen, what a game. What a game. Thank you for joining us on this very special E2C Network Live, where we get together and we talk about what's going on in the world of the Auburn family spectrum. And boy, is it a very, very happy world tonight. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, we appreciate you being here and hanging out with us and just celebrating together on this live reaction show after Auburn beats LSU. As you come into the stream, please do make sure you smash that like button, share it on social media, get more people in here, folks. We need to be celebrating this hard. And you know what? I'm feeling frisky tonight. We might even do live call-in stuff if you all want to, if the people demand it. Ladies and gentlemen, what a night. What a game. I'm still processing, I'll be honest with you. So also, as you guys are coming in the chat, you know, some of you already know the drill. Post your city, state, where you're watching from. War Eagle. No, we're not even like worrying about stats at this point. We're just talking about this game in general. Ladies and gentlemen, the streak is over with. And I'm exhausted. Oh, my goodness. All right. I know you guys are jazzed to be here and to talk about this. And we're going to try to hit as many of y'all's comments and say hello to as many of you as we possibly can tonight. So please bear with me as we try to process all these things. And a good crowd already showing up here tonight. Quinn Lee, War Eagle, Kevlar says one of Bo's best games. Might be a bit of a step out here. Let's just wait a minute. Bo for Heisman, but hey, I'll take it at this point. Unbeaten Link, Corey Benson, Blake's World. Let's see. I almost called the correct score. Mike Trot, awesome for you, sir. Thomas, everybody. We got James Barnett, a channel member. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. But yeah, I'm gonna miss so many people here, guys. I am so sorry. Wow, just wow. I'm honestly trying to process thoughts. And, you know, you don't want to think too far ahead in these type of situations and get your hopes too high and then have them come crashing down. But at the same time, you know, as a content creator, you have to prepare for these moments and just see what happens and just hope for the best. So I'm trying to process all these thoughts. All right. So here's what's on the table for this live stream. It's late. I understand if you just want to pop in, say hello and go, but I appreciate you guys being here live already a great crowd assembling. Typically, we don't worry too much about stats on these shows. That will be for our live Monday night live stream where we grade everybody out, and that gives us more time to process everything, kind of look at it, you know, more analytical and all that kind of stuff, somewhat analytical, and just kind of take everything in just for a little bit more. So tonight, let's just react. Let's talk about what stuck out to you, the best moments of the game, the big moments, maybe the not so great moments at times, because there were a few of those early on. But what we just see. Thomas says, what just happened? Did Bo just drink Michael's secret stuff from Space Jam? You know what? I'm feeling frisky tonight. I know that sounds weird, but I'm going to do it anyway. Headphones are on, folks. Headphones are on. So what that means for all of you guys, I don't have it shared up at the top tonight, but I will periodically be posting this in the chat window for you all. If you want to click on this link, you can call in live and we'll take it. I typically don't do it on these type of reaction shows, but it's there if you want to call in and talk to me and share what you're feeling. Just be family friendly and contain yourselves. John says, nice to see them fight for a win. Yes. Two things that stick out, you know, immediately outside of the win for me. No one can ever question Harson's, whether he has a pair. Also, and they have shown this throughout the season this year so far. The team will not quit and the team will fight. If you didn't learn that at Penn State, if you didn't learn that at Georgia State, if you didn't learn that here, I can't help you. This team has found a way to win yet again. Bo Drake, the Cammy Cam juice. You know, it's like they almost pulled out the drawer of the musty old Cammy Cam juice and said, "Here, Bo, have some of this." But here's the other thing, though. Kenneth, good to see you tonight, buddy. Channel member, thank you for your support. The other thing about this is all of you that are saying, glad Bo Nix showed up tonight. And I know some of you are just kind of joking on that and stuff. This is what Bo's has done before and has been capable of all along. And this is why, especially as of this moment, I've always said he is the best option for us. With that being said, let me address TJ. TJ, I'm glad he got his moment here at LSU. And in fact, I said to Jessica, my wife, when we were watching the game, I didn't want them to take TJ out because I didn't want to do the flip-flopping back and forth. I am happy that TJ got to see his old team and go out there. You saw them have a little exchange after his series. But, you know, I'm glad we saw the initial back and forth for a second, let him come in, and then put Bo, kind of got things going, and we just stuck with it. I think that was a crucial moment tonight where we just said we're going to stick with Bo and figure out how it's going to happen. All right. Yeah, keep all your reactions and stuff, and I'll try to get to them as much as I can. You know, Devin, I won't say that he's a different player tonight. This is the Bo that we know, and this is the Bo that we say. But yes, compared to the last game, night and day different. Heisman looking versus he's not going to win the Heisman, folks. Let's just go ahead and address that. But Heisman looking versus third string looking last week. War Productions, I got to give credit to the host of No Huddle, our Auburn football podcast on our network, or one of the co-hosts. He called it. He said the way Harson's calling this game, we're doing an onside kick to start off the half, and boy, he got it right. Was it questionable to us? Yeah. Obviously, they saw something, they felt something. It didn't really make sense to us. And as frustrating as Harsin and his staff's decisions have been, can you really question the results? You can question the methods, the direction, how we got there, but can you question the results? It got us the win last week. They made the switch at quarterback. They made some interesting choices tonight, more throwing, less running still. It got the win. Will that be successful the rest of the season? We don't know. Maybe they had certain decisions they had to make. I don't know. We got the win. We got the win. Unbeaten Lake says he's concerned about Tank. He doesn't look like himself. You know, I'm waffling back on that. I've been very much in the camp of that something's been up with Tank, but at the same time, I'm not certain if it's like health-wise or anything like that. But it is interesting to see, you know, him not getting the carries, first of all, but the breakaways that we're used to seeing him have, which it's a little concerning. But boy, did Jarquez step up. It kind of felt like there was going to be a Jarquez moment, didn't it? It really did. Adam, good to see you. We got a lot of new faces. If you guys are new, please do make sure you first of all, smash the like button, and make sure you're subscribed along with that notification bell so that you can make sure you don't miss a live stream, a upload, anything that we're doing here tonight. I have posted the link again. If you would like to click that, you can call in or actually be on video, your choice. It lets you pick. Don't be shy if you want. I know it's late and I'm just throwing it out there. We don't typically do this on the reaction shows, but this is an incredible thing. Unbeaten Link, does this win officially launch the Harsin era? Was it not already here? Listen, is it a signature win to start off his first season? Yes, absolutely. And I am going to toot my own little horn here. When I did my preview show, everybody was upset with me when I predicted the loss at Penn State and said that we were going to get the win at LSU. You know, obviously it's easy for me to say that now, but there was a reason for that. Penn State's tough to go and play in your third game of the season. 5 games in, different Auburn team. Very different. Let's see here. You're glad that he got a chance as well. First time since 1999. If you guys haven't, go back and check out that video I did detailing all the games in Baton Rouge since 1999. It's depressing. Not anymore, it's not. But it'll give you a perspective of what it's been like. Let's see. I'm bouncing all over the place here with your comments, guys. Looks like we got a rogue LSU fan here. If you're talking about the non-catch, you're wrong, sir, and you're being a poor sport. Last game, we've had very slow starts. And yeah, that can be a little frustrating, but think about it this way. Would you rather them have a slow start and make the correct adjustments, which they have done, offense and defense wise? Or would you rather them have a quick start and a frustrating second, third quarter, fourth quarter? I'll take what I'm seeing right now. It's a little nerve wracking. My blood pressure's high right now again, but I'll take it. So I'll say this: if we do get a bunch of my cousins in here, call it 11-1 now. It's a bit of a step out, but hey, I'll take it, buddy. And yeah, we got a LSU fan who's being a very poor sport, so just ignore him. They'll go away and win like they normally do, especially if we ignore them. Let's see. It does feel good to get that win. The announcers were saying that it looked like bringing TJ in was planned for the third series. I thought personally that they were going to have something planned for TJ. You don't get a guy to this big of a game with this significance for him and not give him something to contribute for. And I bet we would have seen TJ more had Bo not gotten going the way he did. And I'm not even talking about if he was doing bad. Like, let's just say Bo doesn't make that big miraculous catch. You might see a series with Bo coming out of the half, and then you might see a series with TJ again to see if he can get it going. But Bo had the hot hand. You go with who has the hot hand, like they did last week. So, wow, I'm still trying to catch my breath. My goodness. And by the way, here I know I said ignore them, but I'm going to break my own rule. Have fun losing to all the other teams that you're going to lose to this year, buddy. Josh, that makes me feel so old. Yeah, we've not beaten LSU since you were born in there, and they are going to be some very raw and nasty LSU fans tonight. Yes, they brought that pressure, the pressure as they call it, the pressure in the second half a lot, and it really, really, really got to him. Great point. Is Coach O going to get fired because of the Auburn win? I don't think it'll be the Auburn win that gets him, but it sure looks pretty hot right now. I'll say this much after going through the Gene Chizik firing and, people saying he was only good because of Cam Newton. I'd hate to have that be Ed Orgeron's legacy because of Joe Burrow and all that kind of stuff. But similarities are uncanny. Yes, we all got heart problems right now. Like if you see me just stop for a second, it's just me kind of trying to bring myself down tonight. All right. Again, keep them coming. Comments, questions. You can call in or video in if you'd like to. I posted it in the link or in the chat window right now. What was your favorite moment of this game? What was the one that sticks out to you the most? Whether it's offense, defense, where it's Bo, Jarquez, whether it's an interception at the end, what is it that sticks out to you the most? Let's see. 22 years. Yes, now they won't keep talking about it every time we play. Now, next time we come there, going to be talking about the end of the streak last year. So it's probably going to be one more time going to LSU before you hear the end of that discussion, at least legitimately. But yeah, it is nice to not have that be a reality anymore. Let's see here. Has to be mad to lose to Kansas. LSU has to be bad enough to lose to Kansas. Well, buddy, you might. You're not. Here's what I will say. Let me say this for the LSU fans that are here. Your team's played a lot better and was a lot better than I gave them credit for. So I will say that. I was shocked how much we were able to contain Butte after the first quarter. He's an incredible athlete, and I am so glad that we are done with that. But yeah, he got that first catch and was off to the races. Let's see. Defensive backs play better in the second half. Questionable against. It's similar to what people were saying earlier. Slow start, but made the adjustments that they really, really needed to make. And it's hard to argue with the results. Can we question the methods? Yes. Can we question the decision making to get to that point? Yes. But with the results, Can you really question it? That's so I think a good thing for us to do is stick a pin in that, Michael, and say, let's talk about it on Monday night with our Monday night breakdown and grades live stream, where we'll be able to just kind of sit back and say, okay, each group, let's look at that. So, initial thoughts, very frustrating to begin with, made some adjustments and looked much more competent. And yeah, that's kind of my just overall take on that. All right. Uh, wow, you got the 19 and you got a heart and you almost had a heart attack. That's not a good combo, buddy. Not a good combo. Josh, Bo's done this stuff before, man. Bo, it was about 5 minutes in the game, and Bo's jersey was already covered in green. That man fought and clawed tonight. So listen, the criticisms, especially last week, were warranted. What it wasn't warranted was people really being rude about it and, saying that TJ was the guy, and TJ still may end up being the guy by the end of this thing. This may have been a fluke, but you can't, after tonight, question the guy's ability to win big games. If he didn't win your respect tonight, you're not being reasonable. I don't, listen, I don't know if Coach O is going to be fired this year. It doesn't really matter to me at this point. I'm just saying, speaking from preference, just kind of going through that regime. I don't wish that on the LSU fans because we beat Ed Orgeron twice now, I think. Yeah. So I'm all for it. Keeping him around. Wes, do we have Georgia fans on here? Listen, just wait. Don't come on in here. We don't need you right now. We got tomorrow, and then we can start talking about it. Yes, Kevlar, that is very surprising and a little bit disturbing in terms of the decision not to run. But here's what you have to remember, and we were talking about this during the game here at our house. Auburn made a decision that it wanted to go to a more pro-style offense. Do you pay attention to what happens in the pros? And excuse me, in the pros, lots of throwing, lots of tight end play, and very little running back. And that's what you saw. So with us, talking about Tank not getting his runs and stuff, is something wrong with him? Maybe this is just what he wants to do on offense. Do I like it? No. Can I argue with the results? No. Corey says, wake the E2C crew up and get them in here. My wife, who's part of the E2C crew, she's asleep now, I'm sure. I know Jared's got kids and he's probably asleep. AJ, he might be up and he knows I do these, so he can check in here whenever. Everybody else, I can't attest for what they're doing right now. So they know that they have the open door policy to come here whenever they want to. Favorite moment, the turnover. My wife said she never seen me jump that fast. I was doing circles around my kitchen. I really was. The two Shivers screens that at the end were perfectly dialed up too. Really, and you could almost see that coming in that play setup too. And I was like, this really feels like it's going to be a little wheel route or just, just a little flip out to the running back. And I love me some Sean Shivers. My guys are, whether you like it or not, my guys are Bo, Shed, and Shivers. That's my boys right there. And I will fight tooth and nail for those boys. Shivers, a little wrecking ball, man. I think I got a man crush. So Frederick, Bo needs to find. Yes, it sounds easy for us to say. You don't know, you're not able to see what he's seen and stuff like that. And I would also add that the receivers need to catch the ball. So you can throw the ball over the middle all you want, but if they won't catch the ball, it doesn't matter. Now listen, the discussion is going to be this week did they actually make the right fire of Cornelius Williams? It's still too early to definitively say that. However, if you noticed at the beginning of the game, wide receivers were misaligned again. They didn't know where they were supposed to be on the play. And I hesitate in these type of shows to call negatively a player out or anything like that, but this was not one of Kobe Hudson's great games. There were 3 times in the first quarter where he looked lost on what he was supposed to do or in terms of where the ball was going to be coming to him. And you can make a case, probably maybe one of those where it was maybe a Bo thing. Kobe didn't have a great game tonight, which was, surprising considering the way he's responded from the fumble that he had at Penn State. Let's see. This is also, first time in forever we've beaten them. Scramble touchdown was impressive, John. Yes. I told my friend, a friend that said, the next time I hear someone give me some unreasonable criticism of Bo Nix, I'm just going to show them that touchdown. Let's see here. Way back up here. You guys are doing really good tonight, being here and smashing that like button and being a part of the stream. Again, I'm posting in the StreamYard link if you would like to call in or anything like that. So Plainsman Murph, let me address the O-line thing here, because there's been a lot of discussion on social media and other areas about whether there's criticism warranted of the offensive line. There is, and you saw that tonight. There's a reason Bo made some of the plays or had to make some of the plays that he did. Now, let me also say this. What you want with your offensive line is not to notice them. I found myself noticing them less tonight, but I think that was a lot because of the play calling and decision. There's a reason we were throwing the ball more, because they were doing a lot better job 75% of the time, unless Bo had to make plays, protecting Bo and giving him an opportunity to throw the ball. Running, still not good. Still not good. But that's just initial impressions. We'll go back and think about it and reflect on it. Dusty, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Storm Warning says, we'll all be pulling for Georgia to beat Alabama. See, I don't agree with that, because I do, obviously, just because of by process of elimination there, but I'd rather pull for LSU to beat Alabama personally, because I don't know. It's just me. Let's see here. Yes, dropping the passes, we got to clean that up. Some of these situations we were in would not have happened if we would dropped at least half less of those or something like that. Again, this is all just I'm off the cuff here. I don't even have my stats pulled up or anything. This is just about reacting to the game here. I think, Michael, also what we need to do is, based off the last two games, let's talk about things in context. Derek Mason's gotten a lot of heat. If you're going to give credit to Harsin, you got to give credit to Derek Mason too. He's been very in his implementation of his defense with these Auburn athletes has been somewhat disappointing so far. But the last two games, when it counted, they made the adjustments. So you got to give them credit there too. Yes, you love to see that moment where Bo is on the sideline and he is cheering on TJ, and he's trying to even get his attention to point things out to him. So that's a leader right there. It doesn't matter. You can be upset that you're not in there, but as long as you're not upset at the other player who's getting the opportunity. You can be upset about not getting the opportunity, just not the other player's opportunity. Bo's best game, I would argue his best game was the first one of the year, but it's easy to forget that one. Dustin's asking the question we all are asking. If you want to answer that question, you really got to look at the chaos that happened this week. Did anybody lose enough for us to have that affect us moving up? You would think by virtue of winning, you move up. Think by virtue of beating in Death Valley for the first time, that speaks to something, the way that they won. So yes, I would suspect that we win. Oh, excuse me, win. We did win. That we move up. The question is, how much do the voters weigh that? Is it enough to get us in the top 20? Probably. I don't know yet, because I don't know what the respect level is for LSU on the voter stage. We've hit 50, at least for a second here, live streamers. Guys, you are the best group of little family within the Auburn family. Keep smashing that like button. Keep sharing it out there, inviting some friends in. Let's keep growing this little community that we have. Even if we don't get back up to 50, we hit it tonight. That's a great milestone. As you can tell, my voice is starting to die here. Yes, Bo's heart was incredible. Let's see. Bobo showed out. Bobo or Bo? You got to be careful with that these days. If we get Okay, so we got our LSU fan being a little bit more reasonable now. We can address him. We'll be ready next season if we get a better defense. That is. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised with the defense for LSU tonight. I thought that was going to be a little bit better. Yeah, listen, I don't expect LSU to be down for long, and this is not even a down moment. This could be your moment. Well, you already lost to UCLA, so. But we almost lost to Georgia State, so we can all ifs and buts and candies and nuts and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we'll see you next year in Jordan-Hare Stadium and see if that goes well for you. Nick Brahms played really well. Proud of him. The only offensive lineman that I remember having like a bad false start or something like that was Austin Troxell. So again, like I said, for me, offensive line is a position you really don't want to be able to talk about them obviously. And there was less of that tonight, so I would definitely give them a higher grade when we get to that on Monday night live stream. By the way, I'll just kind of keep reminding you guys, for those of you that are new, Monday night, 8 p.m. live Eastern time, we will be grading. Our Booster Club members will have the call-in number, but the Wednesday night live stream will be open, similar to what we're doing now, kind of off the cuff. Listen, that's all I ask, WT Gardner, is that you admit when you're wrong. And I will do the same thing here, and I will be wrong thousands of times. And that's the difference here. I think, there's a lot of, and I hope nobody thinks that I'm saying this about anyone in particular. There's a lot of people that get their feathers ruffled if someone says that they're wrong. I don't get my feathers ruffled. I just talk to you about it, that kind of thing. I have no problem being wrong because I'm frequently wrong. I would hope that tonight is a reminder that it's better to be patient and to be cautiously optimistic as opposed to getting yourself so heightened up about things that you can't look at things reasonably and not emotionally. Emotion should be left in the moment, not after that. Oh, Terry's here. Good to see you, Terry, from Orlando. How's Gus doing down there? Lord, I'm going to get them started tonight. Hey, thoughts on the Oregon loss a little bit surprising, but Stanford's had the ability to do that. But we're going to keep it on Auburn stuff here. I know that that's a little hurtful for you, but let's see. Cincinnati beating Notre Dame. Yep, that's pretty cool. There's going to be a lot of interesting conversation after this week. A surprisingly crazy, thing here, or weekend here. This stuff. Teams have been jumping huge after wins. We could be at 10. We could be at 19. Okay, I guess you're just being speculative. I didn't think you were being serious there. I would say somewhere between 18 to 20 feels right, but that's dependent again about a lot of things that we're not even considering yet. All right. Because I'm gonna fight you because I thought we would lose. That's how people think. Yeah. I guess that's what you're saying here. We got the chance to watch Bo Nix at home. He goes back to Auburn tomorrow. We got the chance to watch Bo Nix at home. He goes back tomorrow. Interesting comment. I'm not following that one. Let's see here. Yes, I think this is a great perspective here. This is a transition year. You need to expect ebbs and flows. So let's remember this. A week from now, traditionally at home games, we don't do the reaction shows unless I'm just feeling it like I did. We had to talk about it after Georgia State game. So just sit on it for a little bit and just kind of wait and see if we can pull something off like that. But let's remember that next week when we're facing Georgia, which looks like a very impressive Georgia team after their win today over Arkansas. The question is Georgia that good or is Arkansas not as good as we thought? I'm leaning towards Arkansas is not as good as we thought because of the way Georgia struggled against Clemson. That was the first game of the week. But we'll see. There's still plenty of time to talk about that. Lubbock, Texas. I bet that was weird when Tommy Tuberville came out there. What did y'all think about the 9:00 game? Listen, it is 1:19 here, and I'm still going strong, and it's going to take me a while to come down from this one, folks. this is part of the reason why I want to do these things with you guys, especially on the way games, because it's just gotta have it, just gotta get it out there. Corey says we'll be ranked 14th tomorrow. I hope so. Hope so. Mason made proper adjustments, and we were able to make Johnson uncomfortable in the second half. Yeah, it was night and day for him. Really, it was interesting because he looked so poised and so prepared and so ready. And I think, if you look back at it, I think it is when Bo responded to that pressure and made that play that it really kind of flipped a switch on LSU, and that confidence that they had really kind of went away. And it just kind of seemed like a slow tick, 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 tick. Auburn just kind of bided time, got enough, yards, got enough points here, and finally made it there. Michael, that's a good point. I was talking with Jessica about this, my wife, for those of you that don't know, about who's going to be who, as of right now, would be the playoff teams. And I think, it's easy to say either or both Bama or Georgia, either Penn State or Iowa, and Cincy being there right now, which I kind of like. It's a little different. -2. Georgia is that good. I don't know if they are or not. Let's see here. All right, Stan, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for being a channel member as well. Clint Richardson's in the house, folks. Clint, you got the link, buddy, if you want it. I don't know if you want it, but it's there. I posted it again for you. Anybody can take advantage of it, but it's there for Clint. If you want on. He's of the Auburn Uniform Database. If you're not following Clint, you need to be. Yeah, I think there is something that can happen with, and I don't so much as look at it, and I'm not just saying that now, that it was a benching as much as it was kind of an adjustment period. It was just kind of a sit back. You don't have it tonight. We need to figure out what's going to, get us this win today, and it's not you right now. Absolutely, Thomas. The defensive line had their, everybody, especially in the second half, had their moments. In the second quarter, really, 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 just happy to see the response by this team. Yeah, and so I wasn't aware of that. That's what I said. I'm kind of just speculating on that at this point. But if there were 7 to 9 losses ahead of us with this win, it depends on where those, because one of that was number 3. You just don't know how that's going to play with the rest of everybody else, because you would think like Oregon losing to Stanford, who was unranked, I believe, that's going to drop them probably out of the top 10. So that's not going to really affect us, but we'll see. Oh, we get Gary Danielson next week? Oh, goodness. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's right, because we get the 3:30 or 2:30 CBS game. So glad it's not a noon game. Listen, I will take a 9:00 game Eastern time any day of the week over a noon game. I hate them. I just hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I like 3:30, 4, 2, that kind of range, but the best time is like 6:00 Central Time. Sun's just going down over Jordan-Hare. We'll have some more of those soon. Clint's getting the uniform talk going in here. CBS chose Alabama and Texas A&M for primetime game for some reason, but put ours as the doubleheader. So we get Aaron Murray instead. Hey, we get to listen to him whine. All that. Rico, is this an LSU fan? The defense was good. The offense couldn't do anything. So if you're an LSU fan, I don't know. If you're an Auburn fan, I don't really know how to process that comment just yet, because the defense was fine for LSU. It was not good, but it was fine. It did enough to keep us down for a long enough time. My phone is just blowing up, folks. It is just going crazy at this point. So, all right. Not necessarily going away right now. I know it's late, but go ahead and get your last minute comments, questions, derogatory rebuttal in. I'll put the call number in one more time. If you are adventurous this late at night and want to use it, you can click that if you want to call in. A couple reminders for this weekend. Again, I'm not going away just yet, so don't panic, but just want to give you at this point some reminders and things like that. Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Be here live. Grades, breakdown, all that stuff. Booster Club members will be able to call in live. They'll have the access to that. Austin, my friend, will probably be back with us if his fits his schedule. Wednesday night live. We're gonna preview the Georgia game, big week, and we're gonna have tons of content this week. We've got tip off at Toomers, Auburn versus Georgia game. You don't want to miss this week or this week and weekend. It's going to be busy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be crazy. So make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell. And as a reminder, if you want to join and be a channel member here, you can. It's $1 a month. If you're watching on a iPhone, you won't be able to see that option, or it's not as easy to get there. You'll have to go to a computer to do that and hit the join button. There's also links in the description, ways for you to find that out. It's crazy, this little Apple thing that happens. But yes, you can become a channel member. The easiest way is to do it on a computer if you want to do that. And then check out some of the other links for ways to help support our content here. We appreciate it. The easiest way you can do that, hit that like button and be subscribed and notification bell. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. LSU fan Rico. Hey, listen, this I'm going to be honest about the game, but I will say that you guys got a lot better team in some areas than I gave you credit for. And, we become LSU fans at this. Well, we don't be LSU fans, but we root for you in certain situations. How about that? We become big LSU fans during Alabama and certain things like that. Because the better you look, the better we look. And vice versa, obviously. Yeah, Aaron Murray is just the worst, isn't he? Yes, Shanker is a very decent target. Listen, I was critical of the wide receivers, so I'll be critical of him. He's got to catch those in those moments. I think there was like maybe one, maybe two of his drops that were kind of a little behind him, but the rule I've always been taught playing football, if it hits your hands, it's your responsibility to get it. So Shanker is really become Bo's and the other wide and TJ the favorite target. And so for those of you that wanted tight ends utilized more, you got it. Tyler Fromm tonight. He got it. By the way, how frustrating is it for Tyler Fromm, who barely gets thrown to tonight? His first two passes are literally just lobs to him, and he, it's like, can I just get a spiral? And then gets this somehow amazing, perfect, on the run, about to get crushed Bo Nix throw into the end zone for a touchdown. Amazing. Rico can stay. Don't send Rico as long as he behaves himself. Let's see. Rank decisions are ridiculous. Yes, it's crazy how they make that. Who all makes that? Mike, thanks for being here. Hope we'll see you on Monday and Wednesday night, but at least Wednesday or Dustbuster. For those of you that are new to the channel, that is a, shall we say, risque comment that was made at the very beginning of all this stuff. And we have a t-shirt for it if you want it. We can't really tell the story without it getting really awkward, so we're not going to do that. War Eagle, man, appreciate you being here. As much as I agree with that comment. Hack, I want to give you, Hack's a new channel member. Thank you. Awesome name, I guess. Hack. I never known somebody named Hack, if that's your real name. But thank you for your support and becoming a channel member. Again, like I said, if you're interested in that, links in the description. There's a link up top. Easiest way to get to it and do that is on a computer, not a phone, especially an iPhone. Check that out if you can, if you're interested in $1 a month. You love the tight end and the nice change of pace. The only thing when you talk about pace, I'm so used to in these big moments of just, the no huddle. I still like that and prefer that, but hey, I can't argue with the results. I would say it was on the scale of miracle, probably 40 for me. If 100 is a complete miracle, I think people forget Bo's done this before. Just pulling it out of his butt. Yeah, there's not much you can really do about it. Let's see. Last couple of times Georgia has come to Auburn, the games have been very close, except for 2017. Yeah, that was frustrating. Dustbuster was the first time. Oh my goodness. See, I guess if you got to be remembered for something, that's awful to be remembered for. But hey, what can you do? I'll get you however I can get you. Yes, he did play out of his mind. I completely agree. Bo looked like a true Auburn run and gun quarter. I mean, this was really the fun and gun, the run and gun offense tonight, but less on the run of everything else there. Yeah, and Brian, I agree with you, and he's being very, I'll say it, aggressive here towards the Bo Nix haters, and I'm obviously more on your thinking here. But how about this? How about we stop going at each other about this, and how about we stop going after Bo and TJ and all that stuff? We can be critical of it, and I'm not getting on to you, Brian. Hopefully you understand that, but let's just support the team. Let's be patient. Let's understand that there's going to be ebbs and flows, as someone earlier said, and let's stop all this division and stuff like that. We got the big win. I think, honestly, now if the rest of the season is awful and we lose every game, things are going to look really bad. But the way I predicted this season out, Auburn, in my predictions at the beginning of the season, Auburn would lose to Georgia, to Alabama, Texas A&M, and I predicted if that still all happens, you look back at the season, you look back at the struggles that you went through, and you look back at this LSU game and you go, that was the moment. That was the moment where we really solidified, okay, we're heading in the right direction. It was really a really important thing. Johnny Bo football. Hopefully Bo keeps his head on his shoulders more than Johnny football did. Get to see how was Nick as far as you didn't get to see him mostly. How was Nick's in passing as far as his overthrows? So I remember there was an overthrow. There was like 2 overthrows in the first quarter, but I don't know if you heard this earlier. We were talking about that looked like it was more. I think it was Hudson. Unfortunately, I don't really like to call people out too much, but like he looked lost where he was supposed to be. So and as much as I hate to admit it, Greg McElroy had some great points tonight. He pointed out, and he said, a lot of people want to blame the quarterbacks, and sometimes it is, and maybe a lot of time it is. But sometimes it's the wide receiver not being where they're supposed to be, not being aware of where the ball is coming. And so I think some of these overthrows, some, not all, maybe not even most, but some, a considerable amount, have been because of the wide receiver problems and why you saw the firing. Again, this is all context related. You got to remember that. You got to take a step back and think about, the context of everything. I'm still not willing to say that the wide receiver fire was the right decision at this point. But however, you can see some deficiencies that were there. Corey has been on me all year about this. Listen, I understand A&M lost today to Mississippi State. I don't understand. It makes me feel a lot better about that game. The history says that the away team wins, which would be us. I'm just going to wait and see how we're playing and they're playing when we get to that point. Long way still to get there. We got to get through Georgia, Arkansas, Ole Miss, and then Mississippi, Texas A&M, then Mississippi State, then South Carolina. Yeah, we got a long way there. Maybe only 3 losses this year. Maybe, and remember that would be a very good year in my thinking. But I would prepare yourself still for that 8-4 season. But really enjoy this moment right here. And I agree that they appear a lot more beatable. He's already wanting to get the grades going tonight. Well, hey, save your grades for Monday night. Even if you can't watch live, come after and watch the show, see what we say, and you can share yours in the comments afterwards. No punt like deep throws. Yeah, that was true. Greg is fine. It's just you can tell the Alabama undertones, especially towards Auburn, in there, and it just irks me. And I just wish he'd shut up about that sometimes and just commentate, because he's not a bad commentator. Not my choice, but he's annoying because it's an Alabama guy. You don't really want to see them have success for some reason. I know that sounds mean and harsh, but it's how I feel. I think they probably feel the same way. Josh asked, do you think we should keep running soft coverage 2 or do more coverage 1? Great question. I'm going to be honest with you. I am not the greatest X's and O's person out there. I'm just giving you my perceptions. And I haven't gone back actually just to kind of look and see what adjustments we've made yet. But whatever they did in the second half, I like that a lot better. It looked to me like there was a little bit more press man used. and I think that is probably where the defender's comfort level is. I don't know that you can really pigeonhole and say would you rather us do this or that, because it depends on the team, right? Georgia State, for instance, sold out to stop our run, and they did that and made Bo try to win the game, and it didn't work out for him. It worked out for TJ. So it depends on the team. It depends on the moment, what's working. We're installing whole new offenses and whole new defenses in a transition year. There's going to be ebbs and flows. So I know that's like a non-answer, but you can share what you would prefer if you've got reasoning behind it. It's finally setting in that we won in Death Valley after 22 years. It is. I cannot understate that. And I'm not trying to, and I am plugging, but I hope you guys understand why, and why it's important for a YouTube channel to do that. There's a video I did yesterday about the history of it, and I made it in a way that you can go back and watch it even after this game, that you can just talk about the history of the losing streak and how close we have been at times and how crazy some of the things in the LSU game series at Baton Rouge have happened during this time. Go back and check it out. It's depressing, not in the hindsight of this, but it'll put in perspective how big this is. And it's awesome that our brand new head coach gets to celebrate this. It's a good benchmark for him and his program. A good stepping stone in the right direction. A lot of new faces tonight, guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not. Let's see. Really like our running back squad, but the more announcers talk about how great Tanky is, the less we see him. I don't think that has anything really to do with it, but it is interesting to watch this trajectory. Do defense just key on him so much? I don't even know if it's so key on him so much. They just know that our offensive line is struggling with their run protection right now. And that's really what they're keying off of, because Bo is great. Excuse me. Well, Bo is great tonight. Tank is amazing. But you can be the greatest running back in the world. If you can't get a little space to do those amazing things, you're going to struggle. God, Corey, I forgot. What's the thing with you and A&M now? I always forget, because he hates A&M. They can have the 16-man. They can't win in the moment. Yeah. Brian, let me just say this about the thing. If you are one of the people that is booing in the stands, any player, you are horrible. Horrible. Horrible person. I'll just say it flat out. If you're booing your players, you're horrible. But you should support them no matter what, and trust that the coaches make the right decision, which Harsin has now shown you 2 games in a row. He and his staff can make the right decisions, even if the situation is really bad. But they're college students. I was stupid too when I was a college student. One day when there's not as much more important things to talk about, I'll tell you about certain college or Auburn player that I was always so mean about. And I still play it up to this day, but I was very wrong in the way I approached my disdain for him. Plainsman, thanks for being here. We're going to be done here in just a little bit, but we're getting a few more new faces in here, so I want to make sure we give them their opportunity to say hello. Yes, finally got the Auburn. Let's see here. Was it the defense that stopped the game at the line, or did the offense move the ball more? It's both. It is both. And I'm not saying that as just a cop-out, but you can't say it was more one or the other. The offense got the ball. How about this? I would say the offense and Bo getting things going fueled not only our defense, but also kind of shook LSU to their core, and it kind of took some of that confidence they started off with, right? They got off to a 13-0 start. Kind of is a nice reversal of 2017, isn't it? Not as bad, but yeah. Josh, let's not even talk about that. I talked about that in the video. It's the worst one of the streak. I can't. Yep, it's going to be calling for me soon, John. Thank you for your support, as always, sir. Appreciate that very much. And by the way, if you are a Booster Club member, it's a little bit different than channel membership. Same thing. You can get in for $1 there, too. Links are in the description. But if you haven't renewed yours, like everybody's pretty good. There's a couple people that haven't renewed theirs if they're interested in staying a part of that. So check that out. Just a little bit of pulling the curtain back work there. Run game hinges on the O-line. If the defender is free, he can make the tackle. That's absolutely true. You can now eat corn dogs without worrying about jinxing this thing, folks. It's over. It's done with. In 2 years, I cannot wait to be eating corn dogs on a Saturday again, if I'm not in LSU, which I don't plan on being because it's horrible. Went there once, never do it again, probably. Yeah, listen, hey, it's now in hindsight, it looks like a stupid prediction, but let's wait and see when we get there. The last one you booed was Ben Leard, and look, obviously they fit. And see, decisions like that, they always come back to bite you in the butt one way or the other. It always happens. It just makes you look stupid. Trust me from personal experience. One last thing. It seemed like a lot of yes, we commented on that. I think the late passing out, probably, as you said, the weather wasn't all that great at the start. It was really, and the reporter came on in the third quarter. I said, and I can't tell you how deafening it is. And I was like, I can hear the sideline behind you. It's not that loud. It's just, a lot of factors in that. Oh, Blake, don't do that to yourself, buddy. Don't do that to yourself. I love your optimism. I love it. Don't do that to yourself. You do not need to be counting on the playoffs right now. You still need to be prepared for an 8-4 season. Be prepared for that. Be prepared for less than that. But this team has shown you they have the moxie, the wherewithal to make the adjustments that are necessary to get the wins. Georgia State proved that. LSU proved that. Through 5 games, there have been some frustrating things and there have been some amazing things, and this is the top of it. But we ain't done yet. So, hey, we are almost at 70 live streamers. Smash that like button if you haven't, and I agree. E2C for life. Thank you so much. We've hit 70 before. I think we've been as high as like 200 at one point when the Brian Harsin hire happened. But 60s and 70s are pretty good for us. So thank you guys so much. Why won't you go back to the game in Red Stick? Because my wife got punched in the stomach. I got cussed out by a 5-year-old and then a 55-year-old back to back, just walking up the stands just because I was going to my seat. It's an awful experience. It really, really was. There's some other stuff there. I won't talk about some personal things, but yeah, not good experience. Isn't that beautiful? It is really beautiful. I bet Patrick was about to have a struggle. His mom was crying. It was a great moment for their family. And my cousin, of course, is just trying to steer people on here. Steven, glad you just found us. Thanks for hopping in here, and hopefully we'll see you around more often. All right, guys, look, I hate to go off and leave this here because it has been an amazing night tonight, and we are going to be reveling about this all week. Like I said, busy week coming up here. Make sure you're subscribed. Monday night live stream at 8. Wednesday night live stream at 8 as well. Hope you can be here. Hope you can hang out with us. Check out some of the other content this week. Check out all the podcasts. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun week, y'all. Celebrate the win tonight. 22 years. The streak has ended. War Eagle to all of you. Good night. We'll be back again very soon.